Previously. Day 101, this is where we defeated the mighty dragon. So first thing I did is grab the dragon egg and got the achievement. Then I looked at the portal to the end city and hopped into it, grabbed the chorus fruit. At that time I thought these are very useless, but soon I realized these are very useful while fighting shulkers. I was looking for the end city with the ship where the Electra is hidden, but I traveled and traveled. There was no end city nearby. With a bit of luck I found one, but it didn't have any ship on its tail. So no wings in this city. So I fought the shulkers for the shells and grabbed the loot and went searching for the next end city. The next day I found two end cities side by side, a very rare sight in Minecraft. The whole day I explored the nearest city with the ship and collected the shulker shells available for me. Day 103, I went to the first end city and got my first Electra ever in Minecraft. This was really amazing, but I forgot to grab the dragon head, so I went back to the ship to get it. And then I went to the next end city and grabbed my second Electra. I had two Electras in my inventory. The following day I collected shulker shells as much as I could. I had to be really careful to take out all the shulkers. This was not an easy task. I had enough food, but I was also taking a lot of damage. Only one mistake and this could all be over. That's why I grabbed the chorus fruit, and it literally saved my life on this day. By the end of the day I found another end city with the ship. I couldn't believe my eyes. This was the most rarest thing I've ever seen in Minecraft. 3 end cities with 3 ships side by side. It was literally blowing my mind. Day 105, I was running really low on food and so far away from my home. So these 17 chickens were my only food until I get to the mainlands. So I towered up and grabbed the third pair of wings and I was looking for the portal I came in. I was completely lost. After roaming for a while, I found the portal with only 4 chickens left. This was really close. I hopped in the portal to the mainlands and saw the credits of the Minecraft for the first time in my life. I'm not gonna bore you with this. So I went back to my home, said hello to my friends. They missed me. I missed them so much. Then I took a small flight with my Electra for the first time in my life. It was so amazing and peaceful. Enchanted it and placed the heads in front of my house. And this is the entire shulker box collections. Holy crap. The next day I was sorting my inventory and found all the valuable loots I grabbed in the end city. It was a lot. Then I enchanted a couple books because I had a lot of levels to burn and planted the chorus fruit. Flower. It's the flower of the fruit. But sadly the flower didn't go for the next 94 days. The following day I made some firecrackers and flew like a bird. It was so amazing to see the world from the sky. I went to the mending village and got some mending books. Got back to my home. It was a very peaceful day. On day 109 I put looting 3 on my sword and knockback as well. The sword was upgrading like it was named. Then I went to take a piss while I was AFK in the zombie farm and I healed my silk-touch pickaxe. The next day I realized up until this day I wasn't utilizing the ships properly, and I knew they will play a huge role on my next big project, which is hunting for ancient debris. So for the next few days I chopped plenty of trees for making a lot of beds. I took 2 shulker boxes full of beds to find the ancient debris. Then I dug straight down to Y15, which is the perfect Y level to find what I desire. And then my hunt for ancient debris began. Two boxes full of beds was not enough to get me the complete netherite tools and armor, so I took a shot with my axe, but I wasn't lucky enough to find any ancient debris. So I went to the mainlands on day 115 and saw this guy trespassing in my house, so I killed him immediately and took his llamas and decided to trap them. I was collecting wool from my sheep and this creeper again blasted the sheep farm. I was not hurt thanks to my blast protection armor, but some of the sheep faced a tragic death. It was the second time a creeper invaded my sheep farm. On day 117 I went to the nether to capture the final bits of ancient debris, and with a bit of luck I found the rest of the ancient debris that I needed to cover my full armor and all the tools in netherite. The next day I went back to my home and cooked all of the debris and got enough netherite scraps to make 9 netherite ingots, and the moment is here, boys. I made all of my tools, armors, including the whole netherite, and there is the achievement. I am super OP now. I will never die. Day 119 I stayed AFK in my zombie farm, and this time I went to take a shit, killed a lot of zombies and healed my pickaxe. The following day I was running low on wood, so I chopped some trees for the most of the daytime, and at night I killed some mobs. Free XP is always good. The next day I was planning for my next big project. I wanted to make a villager's hut in the area so that I can have easy access to trading. I cleared up the land where I wanted to make the base. Then I made the weakness potion to cure the zombie that was with me since the 100 days in this world. The zombie almost got burnt to death, but the daylight was gone and he was saved for the day. I fed him the golden apple and he turned into a human once again, and I got the zombie doctor achievement. On day 122, I set up the rails and it was perfect for bringing a villager, so I went to the nearest village and brought him. I thought that they will make a lot of babies, but he just wouldn't cooperate, man. I opened the door and he left. The whole day of hard work was gone. For the next couple days, I started making a house for my villager, the only villager that I got. The house was looking pretty good by the time I finished it, but I had only one villager and he can't breed by himself. But luckily, I got another zombie villager showed up and I cured him as well. On day 126, I woke up really early because I had a long day coming. I had to move all the villagers to their new house, but soon after I realized that working with villagers is a pain in the ass. You tell them one thing, they do exactly the opposite. I had to spend the whole day moving these guys. What a pain. The next day I gave my villagers potatoes that I farmed in my 100 days, but they weren't interested at first. After getting to know each other a little bit better, they did it! They made a baby! Then after a while they were so horny, they made another one! I'll make a whole generation of villagers from these two. And for the rest of the day I made my wall bigger. The following day my villagers grew up, so I celebrated my creation by fishing the whole day. This was also the first time I fished in all these days. I was a happy man. My army of villagers is growing, and the drawback is the cats spawning in the village. I hate cats. It was the next day, day 129. The whole place was surrounded by cats. They made weird noises. They scratch people. They need constant attention, but Minecraft cats are a little bit different, so I tamed one against my will. It was my wife. She made me do it. I'll call you Pokey, like the Pokemon. On day 130, I made my villagers something to do. I made librarians. It's a good profession. I was looking for Smite 4, but my luck was completely trash. So I went to the zombie farm to repair my shovel. And I also got some free diamonds on the process. Nice. On the next day, I made a cleric. This was just perfect because I had so much zombie meat from the farm. Then I made a librarian who sells me Unbreaking 3, which is pretty good. I'll take it any time of the day. Then I traded with the villagers for the rest of the day. Day 132, I made my place look better. It was looking like meh, but now it is looking so much better after the transformation. Then I farmed. I miss farming. I used to do it so much in 100 days, but not so in 200 days because I got so many other things to do. And then I made potions because tomorrow is a very long day, a very big day too. Yo, cats could do that? I love cats! It was the next day, the very big day. This day I was gonna defeat the Woodland Mansion. So I checked my inventory once again and flew for it. I've already seen it while searching for the stronghold, so I located it very easily. Defeating this mansion was one of my main goals of 200 days. I couldn't make any mistake at this point. I drank the strength and night vision potions and started the fight. The evokers are the main lords of this house, so if I made one mistake, I would have been done. With my bow and arrow, I started hitting the evoker, but then he really got mad at me and started to hit me with this tentacle looking like thingy. My god, what are even these things? With my precise aim, I shot a couple arrows in his head and he was out of the game. And this was my opportunity to get inside and defeat the other ones. I had to be really smart dealing with these guys, so I sniped the villager one by one from the top. It might be the pussy way to kill these guys, but I wasn't gonna take any chance with them. I was too afraid to lose my life. And this is the easiest way. Convince me wrong, man. Look how easy it is. Then I jumped on this evoker and killed him very easily, because I had strength potion on me. Look how dark it is without the potions. My god! I was in search for the last evoker of this mansion. I found him and I killed him with ease. The mansion was free from the darkness. Then I collected the lifetime supply of books. I had 3 totems. I was basically immortal at this point. It was all worth it. On day 136, I burned the whole mansion down like PewDiePie. Now I know why he did that. I was having a devilish joy. The whole day I was the mansion burn. It was so nice to watch it burn. The next day I chopped woods and traded with villagers and made profit. And that's about it for a whole day. The following day I made my enchanting room look good. And my cat Pokey, she has a message for you. She really insists. And here's an update of my emerald stack. Low-key, I'm aiming for the complete beacon. On day 139 I farmed XP and that's about it for the whole day. Below 20 levels is not acceptable to me. It just doesn't look good. The next morning I realized my cleric was not giving me good enough deals, so I made him take a visit to the outside. After this experiment he will give me great deals. I know he could do much more better. I will kill him, then I will revive him, and through this process I will own his life. So I made him a zombie. The prices were drastically reduced just as I planned, so I sold him everything I got and took him to his home, left him there. He was happy. He totally forgot what I did to him. The next night I found another zombie villager, and at this point I had no idea how am I getting so much villagers with this plague. This is amazing. So I killed him as well. Day 142, I enchanted my sword and the 9-inch dick now burns whatever it touches, just like it should. Then I farmed for the rest of the day and gave a job to the newly revived zombie. Well, now he is a cartographer. Morning's here and sunshine is nowhere to be found because I'm deep down in my zombie farm, breeding them, feeding off them, where the sunlight never touches. I had to kill a lot of zombies on this day because I had to upgrade my cleric to the expert. So I upgraded my cleric to the expert and the prices are so cheap I can get 1 emerald for each glass bottle, and that was my ultimate opportunity to make a lot of money. Day 145. Most of my daytime got chopped up in sand collecting on this day because I had to make a lot of glass bottles and make money. After a while it got dark and I was in a very unfamiliar place and I was watching sunset from the sky very peacefully. It was a peaceful moment, but I got interrupted by the phantoms, so I had to spend the night in the nearest village. The village was quite nice, so I stole all of their food and flew away to find a pirate ship to find a buried treasure map because I haven't seen one in Minecraft ever. I found what I was looking for in the ship, so I tried to find the treasure for a while, but no luck. So I said to myself, let's hold a quest for the day and sleep on top of a tree. Day 147. I was still trying to find the treasure and these drowned attacked me out of nowhere. I got 3 of them with my arrows. After a while of searching I found it. The treasure was hidden by the pirates and it was really good. It was all worth it. Then I came back to my home, cooked the sands to make glasses and made profit till the next day. Day 149. This is Pokey the second. The first one died, man. It happened on day 140. I was just trying to get her out of the boat and barely hit her twice. She died. She died by my own hands. I don't want to admit, but I was getting attached to her, so let's forget about it. Anyway, I purchased an Ocean Explorer map from my cartographer, and this was my next goal. It was day 150 and I'm halfway there to reach 200 days, so I sailed to make this day memorable. With the map, I easily found the ocean monument, but soon I realized I don't have enough food, nor the wood to make doors, so I visited the nearest village and gathered necessary things and called it a day. Day 151. It was the big day I was waiting for. I was about to face an enemy that I have never seen before. Just heard about him in the legend. The Elder Guardian. They gave me instant mining fatigue once I was in the range of the monument. And it is also one of the most amazing puzzles I've ever seen in Minecraft. Mining my way out of this puzzle was absolutely impossible because of the mining fatigue that Elder Guardian gave me, and I didn't even bring milk. So without any more overthinking, I started taking out enemies one by one. And I was very careful about it. But when I faced the Guardian for the first time, I was a little bit confused to how to kill this thing. But he died after a couple sword blows. Then I found another guardian, but a lot of minions were guarding him, so I had to take each steps very carefully and each blow very carefully. The battle with him was very intense and he was defeated finally. 2 of these guardians were dead, so that means only 1 of them is alive now. After searching for a while, I found the last guardian and there was no one guarding him, so I killed him very easily. And thus I defeated the ocean monument without any potion of underwater breathing, just a stack of doors. I was proud of myself. So I took the precious blocks and knew somewhere in this place there is 8 gold blocks hidden. I found it and took it to celebrate victory. Another goal for my bucket list was checked. While coming back to my home, I found a flower garden. It was so beautiful. I collected all types of flowers. Flower biomes are so beautiful, man. On the next day, I realized I needed a break so bad. so I farmed for the whole day and made profit. The next morning I woke up really early and dyed all of my shulker boxes pink. Maybe I was feeling cute. You know what? If you think I'm cute, please subscribe. A man needs motivation once in a while, so press the like button as well. Thank you. Day 155. I made a lot of profit on this day. Well, I was aiming for Emerald Beacon and it was not an easy task to accomplish, so I had to work really hard for it. Then I threw enchanted bottles at my villagers. Well, that didn't do anything. And I put Smite 5 on my sword. It is now extremely OP. On the day 156, I went to the Nether, to the fortress. Basically, I was hunting for Witherheads to check off another goal from my bucket list. I wanted to defeat the Wither in my 200 days. But the skeletons were not dropping skulls. Well, I didn't know it was this hard. I had to kill a whole generation of skeletons. It was basically a massive genocide. After spending 5 days in the fortress killing blazes and wither skeletons, I got 3 wither heads. The drop rates were still trash, even with my looting 3 sword. For the next day I went to my home, farmed and sold a lot of things, made a lot of profit. I was working really hard to complete my beacon at this point. And the money making process continued till day 164. The next morning I sailed again to an unexplored direction and found the most rarest biome in Minecraft. If I'm not wrong, this is the rarest. And it was so close to my spawn. I collected brown terracotta, all of them, chocolate terracotta, Donald Trump's hair colored terracotta. This place was so huge and beautiful. I collected sands and came back to my home to fight the mobs and cleared up the land beside my house to make a gunpowder farm. I was running really low on rockets, so I needed a constant supply of gunpowder. And so I started making one. This farm was so easy to build. I just had to sacrifice 2 cats for this. An easy price. So I placed this guy on the side and Pokey the second on the other side. You will never be Pokey. Never. This was his purpose all along. I made the farm look as good as possible and made an AFK place on the top, and by the day 170 my farm was ready. The next morning I tested the farm, stayed AFK for a couple minutes, and the result was really good. Then I stayed AFK for the rest of the day and got more than 2 stacks of gunpowder. This farm was working like a charm, although I don't get to see the creepers burnt to death, which would have been really cool to see. For the next couple days I went to my villagers, said hi and sold a lot of stuff. I still needed a lot of blocks to complete my beacon. This is an update of my emerald beacon. Money was coming, but slowly rather than I expected. Then I made my wheat beacon touch the clouds. I haven't worked for it since my 100 days. Glad to see it rise once again. On day 174 I chopped trees, a lot of trees, for the entire day because I had something on my mind. The next day I started making my wall a little bit nicer. I like the pattern of it. Wood, then wall, then wood again. I was really pleased with how it was looking, and this is the tree of wisdom. I don't know why I named it. Must have felt cute. By the day 180 I surrounded my whole place with walls. I was proud of it. The next day, once again, I took another wall making project on myself, but this time it was more purposeful. I wanted a raid to happen in this village. So basically I was protecting it. I'm not an evil. On day 182, I wanted to get a curse. It is really weird to say, but yes, I really wanted at this time. However, there was no pillagers in my city, so I had to find a pillager's hut. With the help of my wings and a bit of luck, I found what I was looking for. I killed their captain and got the curse. Then I went to the village and the raid started immediately. At first I was not ready for it, but got comfortable pretty fast. The first wave was done and I went to sleep, because the other mobs with the pillagers is very dangerous. The next day I woke up and the raid began once again. I was defeating each raiders easily with my bow and arrow. Waves after waves of raiders were coming from all the directions, but the stone wall was holding its ground, so I was protected along with the villagers. Saving a village from a raid seems like an easy task. At least I was thinking it, but it was not easy. I was so wrong. Without these walls, I wouldn't have survived at all. Evokers are the real enemy in this raid. You take these guys lightly and you'll die for sure. At some point it came down to 1.5 hours. I was really afraid to die. I was really afraid. But after defeating the everlasting waves of raids, I was finally the hero of the village. Both me and the villagers were proud of me. The following day I was still the hero of the village, so the prizes were extremely good. I was making more profit than ever. So I continued the process of making money for the day 187 too, and by the end of the day I completed the whole beacon. The only thing left is to put a cherry on the top. The following day I cured a zombie and made my place look good. On day 189 I tried to grow this tree but no luck. Then a sniper killed a creeper and a DVD was dropped. I was amazed. And can someone please tell me why this guy is not taking a job? Maybe because of the cat? Nope, that didn't work. Well, there is no place for a jobless man in my city. For the most of the day 190 I was traveling, looted a lot of ruin portals, and then I found this village. And this village had turtles. I wanted to breed them so bad. But it was getting dark, so I slept. The next morning I made the turtles do the wacky wacky, and one of them went nuts on the sand. Is that a real thing turtles do? Well, the turtle was taking a lot of time shooting eggs, so I traveled and found the snow village. Amazing rich people, so I stole all of their lanterns. God, that village will suffer at night. Well, I came back to the village and the eggs were there, but I had no idea that I needed silk touch pickaxe to get them. I take it everywhere, but now when I needed it the most, I had to leave it at my home. So I went back home, forgot about the turtles. Grew this tree finally. This tree needs 4 seeds to grow, apparently. The tree was looking spectacular, so I named the tree. It is the Tree of Glory. Looks pretty nice. The next day I had an epiphany that every man should have a nicer looking portal, so I started to make one. I'm not a good builder, but after seeing a couple tutorials, I made one look pretty good. Far better than my old one. By the day 197, I finished the portal and lit it. To be honest, I was feeling like a king. It was looking like a palace on its own. Day 198, the preparation began. I gathered the necessary items and made potions for 2 days. I was ready. The final day. It was time to kill the Wither. Once again, I was facing an enemy I had never seen before. I made a tunnel far away from my home because the Wither tend to do a lot of damage and I couldn't risk my property. I placed the last head and drank the strength 2 potion. With my bow and arrow I started to hit the Wither and it was doing so much damage. Then it was time to test the Smite Pipe Sword and it held up to its name. It was a very easy fight. I definitely over-prepared for this. I was victorious. Then I made a sign to make it memorable. And finally I placed the beacon on the top. I felt accomplished. Since it was the last day, I wanted to do one more thing. I wanted to face the death and come back. The totem works. For the rest of the day I watched the sunset. I never realized it was so beautiful. I survived 200 days in this world. And it was so unreal. Smash like, subscribe if you enjoy this video. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Goodbye guys.